Hi everyone, I'm Zach from Porsche Center Calgary. Today we're going to be talking about one of our in-stock Macan electric vehicles, this specific one being the Macan 4S. So as far as the model breakdown goes, as far as power output and trim level, this is going to be where it kind of falls in the middle. You'll have your Macan 4, Macan 4S, Macan Turbo variants. But yeah, this specific one's going to be black with a black leather interior on it. As far as some, kind of main deals to know on the Macan 4S electric. So for one, power, everyone's interested in power. It puts out 442 horsepower, so you do start with a lot of performance in this vehicle. It goes really quick. And that's just going to be the standard power output for it. If you're initiating a launch control, that's going to be going into overboost where you get 509 horsepower of it. So car's going to be very quick. And then on top of that, on any of the Macan electrics, you're going to be having air suspension and PASM. So on top of the ability to actually raise and lower the chassis height, you're also going to have the ability to stiffen up your suspension. So let's say you're either in a track setting or a track light setting, maybe you're on a twisty, windy mountain road, having a little bit of fun. You can click the button, stiffen up your suspension to reduce the body roll on the vehicle. And definitely nice to have for those situations. It does make a difference. The vehicle itself, I've had a chance to track these cars. Porsche did a really good job on these Macan electrics. Like I said, really quick in a straight line. And when it actually comes to handling, it does feel very different from the combustion engine Macans, which makes sense. The car's, bigger in size. It's longer, wider, taller, heavier. So very different ride. But like I said, quick nonetheless. You do have a little bit more stability. I would say you also have a little bit more versatility in terms of kind of comfort versus performance. And Porsche does do a really good job of maintaining really good road feel coming up from the roads to your hands there. So you're very much so in control of the car. Like I said, they came out with a very balanced feel. But like I said, different from the combustion engine Macan, those tend to lean towards a little bit more of an engaging, sporty-like drive. I'd say that these new Macan electrics lean a little bit more towards how a Cayenne drives, where, it's still a Porsche, still drives very sporty. But like I said, that versatile feeling I was talking about where it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more balanced, it has more of that kind of float over the bump sort of feel in terms of comfort. You're getting a little bit more of that than the combustion engine ones. So just a little bit of a comparison for you there. Coming back to this specific unit, I've already talked about power. As far as range and such goes, I'd anticipate, and range, it varies a lot from person to person and car to car. But on average, I'd expect that you'd probably get around 480 to 500 kilometers on the vehicle for a full charge. And that's going to be what I'd call year-round average. On a nice warm summer day, if you're in range mode, driving in an area like the mountains where there's lots of elevation gain and you're using the regenerative braking, you could be pushing 600 kilometers. That's what Porsche advertises it for. And then on the far end of things, let's say you're driving around when it's minus 30, you're probably going to be dropping to about 400 kilometers of range. So that kind of 40 to 500 kilometers would probably be a good starting point in terms of that overall kind of year-round average to what to anticipate there. And then from there, a lot of it comes down to just the personal aspect. How you drive, where you drive can also be a big factor. Talking about specific options on this one, like I said, this is a black exterior with a black leather interior. As far as other options go on the exterior, you're going to have a 22-inch RS Spider design wheel set on these. So these are the wheels that are typically associated with the GTS. They look absolutely fantastic. And then besides that, you're also going to have black window trims on this vehicle, black roof rails. You're going to get black side blades. Those are painted to match the body color of the vehicle. And then you're also going to have things like your trailer hitch on it as well. And the specific one does have a rear wiper. It is optional, not all of them will have it. The back's kind of sloped enough that if you just hit the rear defroster, snow, whatever's on there kind of just melts off and fades away. But this one does have the rear wiper for if you are driving in the winter. And speaking about, as far as winter performance goes, I find a lot of people when they're looking at EVs kind of equate just the range thing with how good or bad a car is in winter. They do lose range, like I was talking about earlier in those range specs I was giving. But as far as EVs goes in terms of actually how they handle on ice and snow, they're absolutely fantastic. For one, because everything's electric instead of mechanical, your all-wheel drive system reacts a lot faster than a combustion engine vehicle. Your traction control can react that much faster as well. So in terms of all-out just grip on ice and snow, whether it's a Macan Electric, Taycan, even another manufacturer, they do really well in those slippery or loose conditions, just because they're that responsive. The little bit of extra weight provided by the battery, especially when it's sitting like really low against the floor, helps as well too. So a couple factors there. Sorry, going a little bit on a tangent there. Coming back to some of the options inside this specific vehicle again. Car's going to have premium package in it, so that's just bundling all the most popular stuff together really. So the 14-way seats that give you the more open pattern, memory functions. You're going to get heated seats front and rear, ventilated seats up front as well. Heated steering wheel standard on this vehicle, so you're going to have that. You're going to have the upgraded headlights that give you the swiveling features, the speed dependent LEDs, automatic high beam dimming features, 4-zone climate control as well is going to be in this car, along with the Bose sound system. So you get quite a bit in that premium package. Like I said, really just bundling together all those most popular options. And then really, besides that, you're going to have heated GT Sport steering wheel on the vehicle. Like I said, the heated steering is standard, but the GT Sport wheel is the steering wheel out of the 911, so slightly smaller in diameter, a little bit more precise, a little bit thicker 10 and 2 o'clock handles on it. And then you're going to also have the passenger display, which is the secondary touchscreen in the vehicle. That pretty much takes us through the vehicle though. Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You're always more than welcome to come see the vehicle in person. You can give us a call on the sales floor here. We're always happy to chat. Or feel free, you can always drop a comment on the video here. We can get back to you that way as well. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.